Greetings. How's everybody doing? Now, Elijah Muhammad thought that there are people living on Mars, and he gives us details about those people living on Mars. I will quote two books from him. Bear with me. Actually, hold on. There we go. All right. The True History of Master Fard Muhammad. God taught me that he has pictures of the Martian people, and the devil believes it because they have come so near to looking at the surface of Mars to look for creatures on it. They believe that they are there. They are very wise, very skillful. So Allah taught me. They hear his planes coming. They could hide away. They live there on that planet 1,000 of our Earth years, so he may have seen a plane from the Earth yesterday. If they don't want to be seen by you, they don't have to let you see them. That's the truth. You have people on Mars. Think how great you are. Ask the white man if he has any out there. We have life on other planets, but he don't. Allah wouldn't let Yaqub scatter him over the planets. He couldn't live on Mars. If you put him out there, the gravitation and the atmosphere that upholds Mars will kill either one of us Earth people who try to live on it. We couldn't even take a drink of water on it. It will kill you. We couldn't eat you. I'm sorry. We couldn't eat a piece of its vegetation. It will kill you. So we should be satisfied that we are on the planet, our home. Be satisfied. There is no other planet that you and I can live on. We may go there, but you better stay inside of that contraption. I wonder if I made a mistake there with that word. You go there in. All the scientists will agree with me on what I'm saying. You can't live on no other planet but the one you're born on. This one. God didn't make his universe so that life could be transferred from one planet to the other and it survives in the atmosphere of that planet. So don't think about going to a star to live on, but the star. Now, quote from The Science of Time. Now they have also given us pictures of Mars, a planet that have life on it. They have been peeping in the windows of Mars that life there looks near like us. Men growing 7 and 9 feet tall, from 7 to 9 feet tall, and living 1,000 of our Earth years. They might know a little something about us if they had telescopes and whatnot, and was not never at peace like we are. We always want to get around the other man's house. They probably would have known quite a bit about us. But these people are not as intelligent as we are. We are the most intelligent beings in the universe. But I will say that but I will say this, the white man cannot live on the moon nor live on Mars. And this he will soon find out if he wants to be fool enough to try and take a chance on it. But still, this is the truth. Still, this is true. If he carries everything to live on the moon with him, he will have to keep himself supplied with the same to stay there on the moon with what he gets from the earth and not nothing from the moon. There's nothing there he can live off. If he goes to Mars, if he goes to Mars, he can't live there because that environment is for the people of Mars who are born in it like we are born in the heavy atmosphere of the earth. And this we cannot get out of and live elsewhere. We will have to have the same oxygen, hydrogen that we are using here for our bodies elsewhere, regardless to what planet we are on. So let me see. Greetings, Sabledou. Sabledou wrote, Hi Afro Styly. I remember being taught this as a child. Law. Oh, interesting. Do you mind telling us who taught you that? We have gone through this quote from Elijah Muhammad saying that there are people on Mars. Let me see if I can put that away. Yes, that's great like that. Okay. So here it says, God taught me that he has pictures of the Martian people. When Elijah Muhammad says God, it means Fa Muhammad. So Elijah Muhammad said that Fa Muhammad has pictures of the Martian people. That those Martian people, they live 1,000 years. We have the answer from Sabludu. So it was her parents who taught her this story at temple number 2 of curiosity. Mission of temple number 2. Okay, I don't know where. Apparently, it's Chicago, is it? My uncle told me this. He also said that they lived on the ground. All right. Mos Mariam is in Chicago. Maybe it was called Temple number 2. Yes, in Chicago. Is this the one that they renamed Temple Mosque Mariam? Well, they might have not renamed it. They might have this name for Temple number 2. Temple number 1 has to be Detroit because it all started in Detroit. Sorry about this. PCM City, how you doing? So let me put up this one here. Okay, so we are told that they live for 1,000 years. It says there, that's the truth. You have people on Mars. It also says we have life on other planets. So not only on Mars, but in other planets also. And we are told that these men grow 7 and 9 feet tall, from 7 to 9 feet tall. And we are told that the people of Mars were actually born in it. So they did not just travel there. All right. But Sabledu, do you believe in that? And whether you do or not, are you still, or have you ever been a member of the Nation of Islam? Are you still a member of the Nation of Islam? Out of curiosity, you don't have to answer. It's if you want to, of course. Well, never mind. Well, brothers and sisters, there's no interaction, then I'm going to wrap this up. Because as far as I'm concerned with that Mars issue, I've done what I could do so far, which was quoting. So, no, never been a member. Law, not even as a child, never been a member. I understand. Well, thank you for answering to my curiosity. But yes, besides quoting that, what else can I say? I don't know about lives on Mars. Nation of Islam, when it comes to the teaching, they're talking about trillions of years ago. History going back trillions of years ago. Big head scientist, Yakub, and so many other things. But to me, some of the worst teaching is the one that you find in the Muslim lessons or 120, where it says that Africans are living a jungle life, and particularly the very detailed speech of Farrakhan that you can hear. And when I say you, I mean anybody. In the description box, there's a link that says Shabazz malediction, or maybe malediction Shabazz. Let me double check. Doesn't make a huge difference, but at least I will be accurate. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it says Shabazz malediction. It's the fourth link. You will hear Farrakhan teaching that black people did not have kinky hair. That we went to the jungles of East Asia that we now call Africa. And because we rebelled against God, we were disfigured. And our disfigurement was the essence of ugliness. We went from not having kinky hair to not having broad nose and thick lips to having kinky hair, broad nose and thick lips. And this disfigurement, because we rebelled against God, is the essence of ugliness. Farrakhan taught that, and I think it was 1992. It's not an audio, it's a video, and it's even in color. And 20 years later, at the university, Farrakhan stated again that we did not have kinky hair. But of course, he did not go all the way. And what is funny, let me read this comment first. Our eyebrows are the original state of our hair. All kind of craziness they teach. Yes. What is interesting is that I came across some comments from some Asiatic black men where people were writing, well, this is the full clip, because somebody has tried to upload the full lecture, but there was no sound. But you will see the video. And the person said, this is the full lecture when somebody, and when I say somebody, it might have been a word like a negative word, but never mind, has trying to put it out of context. The excerpt that you see of Farrakhan talking is not out of context. Not at all. And if it is out of context, they can show and prove. From all the time that he speaks in these 3 minutes that you hear him, it was not edited. There was no cut and paste job. And he was very clear about this curse, about this disfigurement, about this essence of ugliness. And if it was out of context, they would have shown and proved by now. What one person did, I don't need to say his name, he put out an audio of Malcolm X teaching the same thing, and I did not even know. And I reposted that because that's interesting. Because when that video of Farrakhan came out, many people said, well, Malcolm has never taught that thing. Sabledu wrote, thank you, Afro. I know you've been in the truth game for years. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Indeed, well, the website started in 2004. So it's been 15 years now. You know, and for those who know me for a minute, they know that I had many YouTube accounts that were snatched most of the time because of these Asiatic black men. But I appreciate that. So I lost my thought, but oh yes, many people who came across Farrakhan's video, yes, indeed, he wrote what Malcolm too. Let me look for it. Let me look for it. Now Malcolm did not go in depth, just like Farrakhan did. Malcolm did not mention the essence of ugliness. I don't think that Malcolm even mentioned the disfigurement. Malcolm. But he did mention that we did not have kinky hair. There it is. I will share the link in the description box. There it is. And Malcolm X teaching the NOR doctrine of black people not having kinky hair originally. Boom. It's shared in the chat. I'm sorry. And yes, many people came across Farrakhan's video said, well, Malcolm never thought that. And that's the difference. Well, this shows you, you're welcome. This shows you that when someone has a doctrine, he follows that doctrine. When someone is part of an organization that has a doctrine, then he follows, teach, believe that doctrine. And even Malcolm X, when he believed in that doctrine, he taught this, he believed it because he taught it. We can hear it. Once again, Malcolm, I'm pretty sure you can all listen to it, did not mention the essence of ugliness. The video is 1 minute 30 seconds. So he did not mention the essence of ugliness and the disfigurement. I don't think he mentioned the disfigurement, but you can correct me about that. And I don't think he said that we rebelled against God, but it's been a few months now I've listened to it. So the reason why that person put Malcolm teaching that is kind of damage control. Like, well, Malcolm X said it too. So if you want to go off on Farrakhan, and why don't you go off on Malcolm X? Malcolm X passed in 1965. And before he passed, he was no longer believing in the doctrine of the NY. Well, at least he was no longer teaching it. But then again, that reminds me of someone who once asked me, do you disagree? Just like Khalid Abdul Muhammad said. So what if he said it? See, I think that's a weak game. They are both wrong as hell. They are both wrong saying that we did not have kinky hair. I agree. And it doesn't kill to say that. It's not disrespectful to say that. See, sometimes people, because someone they respect says something, then they just roll with it and make excuses for it and do all sorts of acrobatics. There's no need for that. It's not a mere statement to talk about disfigurement and essence of ugliness. Essence of ugliness when it comes to black people's phenotype. That's severe. If a white man would have said that, all hair would have broken loose. That's why I don't have much respect for these athletes, entertainers, rappers, and singers, and all and the whole nine, because they are weak, they are cowards. You don't have to attack. You don't have to disrespect, but you can say, I disagree. Why should we support anti-Black, anti-African teachings? And one thing that's funny to me is that the NOI, Nation of Islam, Farrakhan, I was going to many churches speaking, but I never seen any pastor speaking at Mosque Mariam, for example, which is the NOI's headquarters. Hello, Patricia Richards. But so to them, they want to invite him to speak at the church, but do they know that the Nation of Islam, well, Elijah Muhammad said that the church is what they want to destroy, that the Bible is a poison book? Did y'all know that? That he said the church is what we want to destroy? Can you imagine if someone who said that they want to destroy the mosque and that the Quran is a poison book? And some of you will say, well, Elijah Muhammad said that the Bible is a poison book because it has been tampered with. Well, did you know that Elijah Muhammad said that the Quran has been tampered with? I'll give you the quote. Hold on. I will give you the quote just for the record. So, let me share the screen. Okay, let me read. The book is Why Must Elijah First Come? If we are in the change of the two worlds, Christianity and Islam, I think it's then. Yes, then. Then surely we need a new book for our guidance, for those books have served the people to whom they were given. The Bible and Holy Quran are filled with truth that leads us up to the judgment, and some of their prophecies refer to the hereafter. Since these prophecies are a small percentage of the whole, it makes it necessary for a new scripture or guidance for the hereafter. The enemy has tampered with the truth in both books, for he has been permitted to handle both books. There is another book, I'm sorry, that none has been able to see or read. Its contents come in soon from Allah, the last book, which takes us into the hereafter. Both the present Bible and Holy Quran must soon give way to that holy book which no man has yet, but Allah has seen. So, I will highlight. Here you can see it talks about the Bible and the Holy Quran. And there it says, the enemy has tampered with the truth in both books. That's just for the record. So maybe sometime we'll have more information about those people living on Mars who are 7 to 9 feet tall and who are born on Mars, not as if they were born on Earth or in the holiest place on the planet Earth, which is according to the Nation of Islam, Arabia. And then they went to Mars, but they were born in Mars. Maybe later on we will have more information about that. But so far, that's all we got. And we know what they say about the Nation of Islam teaching, that it is right and exact. Isn't that what they say? Take care for now, and I will definitely holler at you later.